Dang, it kicks me off for anything. Hey, what's up? It's daytime. 10K, LSF, TV. You feel me? Uh, I don't know why the live is kicking me off. It's saying that it's picking up something or detecting something. I don't know what it's detecting. That's a copyright, but it's saying that it is. So, um, I don't know. But look, blessed positive vibes bestowed to all y'all. Right now, we getting into live. I got a couple topics I would like to discuss. Yes, my name is Daytime LSF, and I am the owner of LSF Athletics as well. And not to mention, I love to work out. I love to stay in shape. Love to eat good and whatnot. But I'm trying to figure out why it kicked me off. What did I say, or what did it pick up and detect that was? Anyways, we'll figure it out right now. As y'all know, I'm Daytime LSF. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm just gonna be talking for a little bit. I got a couple topics that I wanna speak on, which refer to the LGBTQ community, and not only that, it refers to me, letting you know who I am and what I stand for, what I represent, and what I'm saying, just all around topics on dating, being in a relationship, and being a trucker. A lot of people have a lot of questions, lots of them, about being a trucker and being on the road, and they feel like if they become a truck driver, that they won't have a personal life. You know what I mean? And that's not true, but it does make it hard because you won't make it home for holidays sometimes. You know what I mean? No matter how hard you push to be off, sometimes freight just doesn't move, and you got to respect it. So you will be getting life hacks, gym hacks, truck hacks on just staying healthy and being on the go continuously on a continuous basis. Like, I'm usually gone. You see me at home, but I'm usually gone like maybe like 7 to 8, maybe 10 days at a time, and then I come home, take a 2 3 day break, just depending on how I feel or what's going on, and then I'm right back at it. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have questions about the trucking industry, and with me being new, but me being so blessed to have jumped in as if I was a pro, I feel like I can give you guys a lot of game, and that is another reason why I started this channel. So a lot of people ask, how is it having a relationship on a truck? It is hard because you're not there with that person 24/7. So you got to learn to be self-sufficient. You got to learn to, are you going to be faithful? That's the question. Truckers have a bad name. A lot of truckers have a bad name. They're like, oh yeah, truckers are hoes, but a lot of us aren't. A lot of us take pride in whatever we have at home and whatever relationship we have at home. Not to mention, a lot of us take pride in making our way to the gym to go work out for 45 minutes to an hour instead of going to Kiki, what up, girl? Instead of going to the truck stops and eating all that food we're not supposed to eat. So yes, on this page you will learn a lot about the trucking industry. Not only that, you will learn a lot about life, just period. I'm gonna give you a lot of motivation. I'm your number one pusher. I believe that each and every one of you have a gift, and you just need to unlock it. You just need to get away from the people that you're around. So yeah, that's something that we will talk about on this channel. Tonight's topics, though, somebody actually gave me these topics and they told me to talk about them with you guys. And it was uh, being in a relationship on the road, um, stacking your bread on the road, financial stability. What up? What up, Kiki? What you doing? How you doing, girl? What's up? Yeah. Um, being in a situation to where you need to be financially stable while on the road and maintaining everything that you need to maintain. I see you. I see you. I love it. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you, each and every one of y'all that hops on this live. I know that it plays back, so I'm thanking each and every one of you that hop on this live in advance. It's not that, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, well, I'm the best person to watch. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, Miss Harris? You didn't have to come through. So, but basically, what I'm about, everybody wants to know, what is Day about? Day is about making money, stability, and having fun. That's what I'm about, living life. You know what I'm saying, to the fullest. So those of you that hop on the live and that really haven't got a chance to, thank you. I know you always come through, Kiki. A chance to meet me on any other social media platform. I'm telling you, this is going to be a fun channel. Make sure you guys go check out some videos, like, comment, share to your friends if you like it. Tell me what I can do better, and let's get it going. For everything else, but those are the topics that I'm going to talk on. So right now, being a trucker and being in a relationship is the hardest thing. That is like the hardest thing, because your partner is going to be at home, either working, dealing with household business, and not seeing you every day, but talking to you, because you as truckers, we get a lot of phone time. We're on the road, so we throw this headset on and we can talk to you all day long. But being away from your partner, yes, that is hard. If your partner doesn't understand your job, if your partner doesn't understand, like, hey, this is your bread and butter, this is how we live, this is how we eat, it is hard. So I recommend any person that's coming into the trucking industry to make sure that their significant other understands that this is not a business to where I can say I'm going to be home Friday and I get to a shipper on Saturday and they don't unload me to Saturday night, you know what I mean? And then I don't get home till Sunday, Monday. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I do. And another thing is, when dealing with a trucker, we do deal with stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, well, all you do is drive. We're dealing with shippers. We're dealing with DOT. We're dealing with a lot of stress. So yes, that does take on a lot of space. You know what I mean? Like, you might want to talk. You might want to tell us about your day. And your dude or your girlfriend might be like, oh, well, can you give me a second? Let me unwind. And you're like, no, I want to tell you right now, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. But you don't understand. We just drove 11 hours. When you drive 11 hours by DOT standards, you're drunk. You're considered drunk after 11 hours because you're delirious. You're looking at a road for 11 hours straight. You're critically thinking for 11 hours straight because you're watching traffic. You're constantly maneuvering. You're trying to make sure you're safe and other people are safe. So a lot of people get discouraged, like, oh, I don't want to date a trucker. They just cheat. A lot of truckers don't cheat. A lot of truckers go to the truck stops and go to sleep. I promise you we do. I know a handful right now off top that does. So when you guys say, oh, well, I won't date a trucker because of this. What I say, my pros and cons with being a trucker is, I get to travel. My pros, I get to travel. I get to make money while I travel. I get to see the world. I get to go places you probably will never go. And not to mention, I get to hit gyms. I work out a lot, so I get to hit gyms. I get to hit stores you'll probably never hit because you're not going to that town specifically for that. When certain shoes drop, I get to go to a town that not many people cop those shoes. So what's up, Akivia? How are you? Hey. I get to go to those towns and actually cop shoes and do things that a lot of other people don't get a chance to do. Not to mention, I get to travel the world. Like, the U.S. to me is small. It's small. To you, it might be huge. Like, oh, That's 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles is nothing for me. So it's a different in the trucking world. It's really, really different. So if you're dating somebody in the trucking world, be mindful of their time and losing sleep because of changing time zones, delivering a load. It's a bunch of stuff, and I'll teach you guys that as we go along. And as you guys start tuning in more, you guys will learn a lot about the trucking industry. I promise you. Those of you that have questions that are going into the trucking industry, I'll be doing pre-trips, and I'll be talking to DOT and actually getting them on my lives, or actually recording videos with them doing an inspection on my truck. And I know my truck's A1, so I don't mind doing that for you guys. That way you guys understand exactly what they're looking for and how you can get 100, or how you can get a 90% or a 98%, or whatever it is you want. So other than that, yeah, I want you guys to come to this channel, and I want you guys to have a lot of fun. Those of you who know me on FB, on a different social media platform, you guys know I go hard in the paint. I'm all about progression. I'm all about motivation. I'm all about moving forward. And that's like the main thing for me. Like, if I can push you on a day-to-day basis to move forward, to do something different, to hop off the porch and leave people alone that don't mean you any good, then that's what I want to be here for. Most definitely. Yes, yes. I love to dance. Day loves to dance. And you guys will get dances from me. I promise you, you guys will get videos constantly. You guys will get updates. We will be doing challenges and all of that. Uh, I just want to make sure you guys enjoy the channel. This is our channel. So whatever it is you would like to see on this channel, don't be afraid to hit me up with a comment and say, hey, could you do this? And if I can, if I know exactly what it is, I will. If I can't, I'll figure it out. Um, or as the almond cheese, those of you that want to tune in tomorrow, we will do almond cheese tomorrow. I promise. I just didn't have my almonds ready, so I'm getting my almonds ready. I like to actually soak my almonds a little bit longer than 8 hours. So I will be doing almond cheese live tomorrow. I'll be streaming it for you guys, so you guys understand exactly what you need to do step by step. And I will be keeping the video so we can post it, so you guys know exactly what to do. Um, a lot of people come to me on a day-to-day basis like, oh, I want to get healthy and I want to work out. I built my body on a truck in a year, just to let you guys know. No lie, I promise you, I did it on a truck in a year. Everybody watched me do it. Um, you are a part of my movement. Like, you guys are. Like, if it wasn't, like, it's our movement. It's not just mine, it's ours, because you guys actually adopted the movement. I said what I wanted to do, and not only did you guys push me, you guys actually held me accountable. That's why I posted so many pics. That's why I went into the gym and went hard, and showed you guys like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the weight I'm lifting. It's because you guys have pushed me beyond. You know what I mean? You guys held me to this standard, like, hey, Day, you got to do it. It's no longer like, oh, I want to do this for me. It's I want to do it for us, because I want you guys to know that you can still do it for yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of truckers die on the road from heart attacks. That's number one. My first year in trucking, I was fit. I was fit. I was fighting. I was in the gym 24/7. And then once I got on a truck, I started eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping, saturated fats, all of that. So I went from a solid 158 to 200 pounds easy. When I hit 200 pounds, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna work it off. I'm gonna get it off. I gained another 20 pounds. You know what I mean? And when I gained that extra 20 pounds, and I was 220 pounds, I'm only 5'3". So being 220 pounds at 5'3", being a roly poly, looking like Violet off of what's it call it? The Chocolate Factory. Yes, it gets crazy. It's hard to say, hey, I want to lose this weight. But the reason why I did it is because I didn't want to have my family to get a call saying, hey, she had a heart attack on the side of the road. You know what I mean? She's in the hospital on the side of the road. Oh, now you got diabetes. Now you're a full blown diabetic. that's why I switched up everything and went back to what I knew. And I actually created a program as well too. So you guys will follow the channel. I promise you, you guys will learn a lot off of the channel. I'm not gonna leave you on the blind side. I'm gonna let you guys know. If you're right now walking into the gym and you're bench pressing the bar and that's heavy to you, do not be ashamed. You know what I mean? Like, don't be ashamed. Like, hey, I can only walk on the treadmill 15 minutes without crying and wheezing. Don't be ashamed. This channel is to help all of us. It's actually going to help you, but it's actually going to help me as well too, because it's going to help me get better. You know what I mean? And that's really what I'm about. Other than that, I am for all the LGBTQ. I'm with the LGBT family. I love us to death. Yes, you guys keep asking about a coming out story. I will tell you my coming out story because you guys know I came out twice. And due to being in a religious family, I came out twice. And yes, it was hard. It was hard being in the LGBTQ community. And then being a African American lesbian trucker is hard. It's hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Some people be like, "Oh, well, I just don't." You don't pay attention, or you don't get certain type of attention, so you don't. But to have grown men upset that you work out and that you're not into them, oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you'll be like, "Oh, you need to protect yourself." Yeah, you do. Um, being a LGBT, I want to say, like, it's hard being in the trucking field because you have men that feel you shouldn't be out there. Like, they don't think you should be out there. You have a lot of people that think you shouldn't be out there, but you do your job so well, and you know what I mean? It's nothing too much they can say. So a lot of people do get upset. A lot of people do get mad. A lot of people throw shade. It's just a whole bunch of BS, and you're gonna deal with it regardless. So those of you that are thinking about getting into the trucking industry, if you don't have thick skin, you're gonna be upset plenty of days on the road. And when I say upset, I mean you're gonna be by yourself in your truck, unless you have a co-driver, but you'll be by yourself in your truck, and you'll be contemplating on and reminiscing on things that people said to you. And that's where the frustration is going to come in, and that's where it's going to become a lot of stress for you. So if you don't have thick skin, I don't recommend you hop in the trucking industry straight like that. Like, that's just being honest. And a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I don't care." But once they get in it and they see, then they're like, "Oh, no, 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 I don't want to." 90%, well, actually 75% of the truckers that go through truck driving school, they don't make it past that. Actually, we'll say 72%. 72%, they don't make it past doing their ride-alongs with their trainers. So, and that's because they don't have thick skin. They're afraid to be away from their family. Being on the road, it will make you very, very, very independent. And when I say independent, I mean it will make you very independent. And when you go home and you see people in your neighborhood still doing the same thing, you will start to evolve. You will start to catch on. You'll start to want to better yourself. And the sky's the limit. You'll start building your own little mini rocket ship. It's crazy. But enough with the trucking. A lot of people have asked me about being in a relationship on the road. Yes, it's hard. It's hard because, like I said, once again, the person you're dating has to understand that you're gone. You know what I mean? If they can't be without you and run a program that you guys have set in place, you're going to stress on the road. They're going to stress at home. I promise you. It's not going to turn out good. The outcome is not going to turn out good. A lot of people be like, "Oh, no, it's cool." Yeah, it's cool because you go home and you throw that person money. But when that person just doesn't want money and they want time, oh yeah, it gets hectic. Because remember, even if you decide to be an OTR driver and they say, "Hey, you're going to be home every weekend," it is still a possibility that Even if you're on your way home on a Friday, you might run out of time. You got to pull over and park. So now you can't get home till Saturday. You know what I mean? You got to wait 10 hours, DOT standards. So it is a lot with trucking. And I think people underestimate the actual rules in trucking versus like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and truck and make money. It's a lot to it. If you guys are alcoholics, drug abusers, do not become a trucker. We're dealing with it enough on the road. So I'll tell you that. But getting into some fun stuff, man. Getting into some fun stuff right now. Uh, you guys asked me to talk about a couple topics within the LGBTQ community, and those I do want to get into. So first off, you guys asked about just dealing with the everyday today, you know what I'm saying, being ridiculed about your masculine self. I personally don't care. I like to be honest with you, I don't care if a guy sees me out and he's like, "Hey, why do you want to be a guy?" I'm not trying to be you. Just know I'm not trying to take your title. I'm not trying to be you. I'm just raised different. I'm a tomboy for life. Like I work on cars with my uncles. I work on cars with my dad. Like we sit out there, we talk. This is stuff that we do on the regular. So a lot of people get offensive, like, oh, well, you're trying to be a male. You're trying to be an alpha male, like, or you're trying to be this a king. Like, no, not at all. I'm trying to be me. I don't want to be you. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to dictate what you have going on or the things that you represent. I'm just myself at the end of the day. Yes, I might dress in male clothes. That's how I feel comfortable. Uh, yes, I might do male things. At the end of the day, I still understand that I'm a female. So a lot of males they come at me even on the road. This is 24/7. So yes, I'm gonna talk about it because you guys asked. They come at me on the road 24/7 and they're like, "Whoa, oh, you want to be a guy?" No, that's not it. I don't want to be a guy. I just want to be myself. You know what I mean? I want to express myself. I probably know more under the hood than what you know. You know what I mean? I can change your tire before the pull up comes if you have a spare. Guaranteed. I have all the equipment in my truck to change my tire if I really need it. You know what I mean? It's just little stuff like that. So, being a stud and being a alpha stud, one that's like, hey, I'm gonna take the lead. I was raised by my uncles, and once again, my older cousins, and they taught me that, hey, if you are going to be this type of person, you need to be able to lead. You need to be able to take the lead. That's why I always take the lead. Like in any relationship or any situation I'm in, I'm going to find a way, okay, well, this is what we need to do. You know what I mean? Versus, oh, let me ask or let's put something together. No, this is really what we need to do in order to move forward. We have to have a plan. And that's what I think a lot of people get misconstrued because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to date a girl and, everything's going to be cool. You can date a female and you can want a alpha female that is more masculine. And don't get me wrong, she knows she's still a female, but she runs a program and you guys are okay. Or you can meet a female that wants to be up under you and wants to be taken care of, and you guys are not okay. You guys are struggling. It's two different types. And being a masculine female in 2020, right now, it's hard. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard. With the new generation coming up, it is hard because you got somebody always trying to test your masculinity, your dominancy, your girlfriend, your place, what I'm saying? They're trying to figure out if you're really like this type of person. It's always somebody trying to test you. So yes, it does get complicated. And no, I'm not complacent in any situation. I never get comfortable, even if people are like, oh, Day, I just want to hang out with you and let's go vibe, let's go chill. Like, it's hard for me to just be like, oh, okay, well, I want to go hang out too. Let's go hang out. Like, I don't just trust people off top. You know what I mean? I don't just go hang out places. I don't just pull up on people. As long as I've been trucking, we can actually count on one hand how many times I've pulled up on people. And I always tell people, hey, I'm gonna pull up one day. Yeah, let's get a workout. I don't really trust people. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have a lot of they got motives. You know what I mean? They got motives of as to why they want to deal with you or why they want to talk with you and kick it with you. So that does get hard, you know. Um, Other than that, what's up, guys? Talk to me. Talk to me. Other than that, you know, being a alpha stud, you know, to me, it just means like I have to be able to run a certain type of program. I need to be able to provide for everybody that's around me. I need to be at the top. I need to be on my A game at all times. You know what I mean? Um, just thinking back to how my uncles and them were in their younger days, you know, they made sure their household was taken care of, their kids were taken care of, and then, you know what I'm saying, they made sure they were taken care of. And I think in today's society, a lot of people have lost the the uh, the love for a family, like the love for being real, like the love for uh truthfulness. You know what I mean? Like, how can you say you love life if you're not really living? How are you living life if you're hanging out and drinking and partying every day? You know what I mean? How can you say you're living life if you've never been out of the state that you live in? How can you say you're living life if you are struggling every day and you can't provide for yourself, nor can you provide for somebody else? And I think within the LGBTQ community, we get labeled a lot because we're very understanding, very, very understanding. And you know, we'll hop in a relationship and be like, "Oh, I love you," and I want to take care of you. And this is for either party. This is for male or female. We all do this. It's because we want a person to feel love. Like, hey, you know, I love you. It's okay. You know what I mean? And we hop into these relationships and we show so much love, but it's to a dead situation because that person comes to the table with nothing. You want to be the alpha and you are the alpha, but now you see yourself as the alpha and a parent in the relationship. So it's a lot with the LGBTQ community as well. Just same exact stuff that everybody else goes through, we go through. It's no difference. It's not like, oh, you're dating a girl or you're two males dating each other. We all go through the same problems, same problems. That's why on this channel we will talk about all of those problems, and we'll have people hop in from time to time and tell you their story or tell you how they got through a tough time. Um, Not to mention, let me drink some water. Hold on one second. Not to mention, um, a lot of people seem to think that people go gay for financial stability. Um, and I can agree with that. As of 2020, I can really agree with that. A lot of people aren't just, oh, well, I've always loved a woman or I've always loved a man. A lot of people are going gay for financial stability. So we are being under attack for a lot of things on a continuous basis. And you know what I mean? Like, our business is put out there because we are in our own community. We are in our own lifestyles. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's gay. You know, that's them. They're not normal. No, we're normal people. We love who we love. You know what I mean? We're very welcoming. We're very understanding. If you're trying to put yourself together and I love you and I'm watching you put yourself together, I'm gonna try to assist and help you. Now, a lot of people will take that assistance and that help and run off with it and leave you for dead. And then that's just like, okay, well, I helped you get here and you left. You know, and then it's like, oh well, I didn't leave, I just needed space. You know what I mean? Or I just need time. But then you need time, but you're with somebody else and you came to me with nothing, but you're with somebody else in a brand new Benz and a nice job. But the type of person we are, we'd be like, okay, congratulations, we did that. It's over with. You know what I mean? So yes, the LGBTQ community is constantly under ridicule for relation failure in relationships, and loving too hard too soon, and not really paying attention to signs, because you got to figure, like, uh, being gay was just looked at like you're the nastiest person on this world. And that leads me, when I do tell you my coming out story, I'll tell you I went through so much coming out. Like, as when I came out of middle school, I went through so much coming out. Like, it, like, you would be like, what? They said that to you? Like, yeah, like, it was so hard for me to come out during middle school. And then to have to hide it for a couple years in high school. And then my best friend Devontae, mom was like, be yourself. Like, be yourself. You don't want to do all this. I didn't. You know what I mean? But like, the stuff that people said to me during that time, it took a toll on me. You know what I mean? I was always by myself, like, mentally, because it was always like, oh, you're gay. Oh, it's a sin. You're going to hell. Oh, blah, blah, blah. The spliggly spill. And, you know what I mean? To have your parents say certain shit to you, stuff to you, it'll really mess you up. It will mess you up mentally. And that's why I started to be like, okay, I don't need anybody. I stepped off. I didn't need anybody. I started to figure things out. I started to branch off and deal with different people. Um, I started to hustle. I started to grind. I started to position myself to be on different levels. And once I got to certain levels, it was like, okay, cool. But everybody who hustles, you guys know the rules. Everybody has their day. You know what I mean? You got good days, you got bad days. So it's like an elevator going up and down, going up and down. But the things that were told to me as to when I first came out, and as to when I came out the second time, and I was trying to live for everybody. You know what I mean? I was trying to cover up who I was for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a religious background, my grandmother was a pastor. You know what I mean? And then dealing with the pastor's kids, which was my mom and her sisters, and then dealing with my grandmother's sister, um, and her relatives. Like, it was hard coming out. Like, I'm telling you, when I say it was hard coming out, like, I was stressed out. Like, the people I talked to that knew, they were like, this is crazy. Like, I used to go stay the night at people's house, like, all the time, because I didn't just want to sit at home and have to deal with being ridiculed. You know what I'm saying? By my cousins. I'm the baby. So my cousins, my older siblings, and I have a gay brother, and he's the oldest out of my mom's kids. And just being ridiculed and him being able to be himself, oh, it was crazy. Mentally, that messed me up. That messed me up a lot, a whole lot. So as I got older, I got self sufficient. You know what I mean? You're not gonna tell me how to be happy for me. And I think that was like my biggest flaw, biggest character block, was trying to be everything for somebody else. You know what I mean? And I really wasn't nothing. I wasn't anything, because I wasn't myself. I wasn't happy. I wasn't living. I wasn't, it was just, I was trying to wake up and be what everybody was like, you need to do this. This is what you need to do. Until, like, I started listening to my other cousin, she started coming around. But she would always come around, and she'd always be dating, like, the ballers. And she pulled me to the side one day, and she's like, Day, get on your stuff, bubble, don't get nobody nothing, bubble up, and chill out. Like, you a whole different character. You know this lifestyle. And it's hard. Have you ever tried wearing a dress and you don't want to wear a dress? Like, my dad used to be like, when you come around me, put on little girl's clothes. That was the hardest thing in this world. Like, oh, when you come around my family, you act like you're just a girl and you don't let them, like, that was hard. That was harsh to me. That was hard. To have my mom be like, oh, woman can't do anything for me. That was harsh. And that's why, like, I'm made this way. Like, I've struggled so long on becoming like a person that was so untouchable emotionally that I always like to share and tell y'all, stop listening to people. Stop. You know what I mean? Stop. Because I was listening to people for so long, and it took me so long to break those barriers from being that person that everybody was around, wanted to swoop up, hang out with, drink, and all that, to being a person sitting on a bus stop with some dirty Jordans on and your last $20 in your pocket, and you couldn't call nobody for no chip. You couldn't call nobody. I rode. I that day I seen myself sitting there. I rode to the beach. I took the train to the beach. Got me a $6 all day ticket. Rode out to the beach. I'll never forget this day. I had $20 in my pocket. Rode out to the beach on the train. Like, I sat at the back of the train and on the metro in Cali, rode out to Long Beach near the aquarium. I stopped at the liquor store. I wanted to get faded because I wanted to let my frustration go. But I didn't really have no chips, so I grabbed two Steel Reserves, 211s. I grabbed two of those and I sat at the beach. No blanket, no chair, just me, the water, and good air. That was it. I cried because I fed so many people, and I was so many things to so many people. I was so many doors to so many people. I was so many stepping stones for so many people. And when I was down and I didn't have nothing, nobody looked to help me. But everybody, when I was doing my thing, could tell me how to live. They could tell me what was wrong, what was right, all of that. But when I was down, nobody told me anything at all. And I was by myself. Here you got Day Day right here. I remember I was in my Jim Brown jersey. I remember this like yesterday. I was in my Jim Brown jersey. And I was in some white Jordans, some white ones, all white one Jordans. And I had on some 501s. And I rode to the beach. And I sat there, I took my shoes off, and I walked on the sand and I cried. I cried all the way till I sat down. I cried. I watched the sunset. I had an all day pass. I watched the sunset and I stayed until the last train to take me back. After that, when I got back to the city life, away from the water, I cried. I cried right there at the park on the bench. I had nobody. And you know what I did for the past couple years? Lived for everybody. Everybody made assumptions. Everybody had an opinion. Everybody could tell me what to do, where to go. But I had nobody. Nobody. Not my uncles and them, because I didn't want to go to my uncles. Like, it was just a level. You don't want to go to them, the ones that taught you the game and put you on. You don't never want to go to them when you super down. You want to at least have something. I cried. Stayed out there all night. 7 in the morning, my boy called. He said, hey, I got something for you. 7 in the morning, boom. Came and brought me $200. I went and got a room. I was able to get it. I was able to get a room. and get a phone. Call my cousin, and my cousin came to the room, bring me some food. And this is a cousin I don't talk to all the time. Came to the room, bring me some food. He said, Dad, he said, you got a gift. He said, you don't know what it is? I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. But he was like, you do. He's like, the things I've seen you do and the way I've seen you bounce back, and I promise you after that day, I never, ever cared about a person's opinion, how they felt about me, how they felt about things I was doing, how they felt that if I was living right or wrong, how they thought of me. I don't care. You make your own assumptions of me. If you judge me because I like women, then hey, judge me because I like women. If you judge me because I'm not like other women, then judge me because of that. I don't care what you say. And the moment I stopped doing that is the moment I started to climb. The moment I started to be at peace with myself. The moment I started to elevate. The moment I started to see life for really what it is. The moment I started to break away from people that really didn't mean me good. Those people started to remove themselves. And then once they started to remove themselves, it was like a whole eye-opening experience. It was like, okay, you're not kicking it with me because of what? And it was petty stuff. It was stuff that you wouldn't even think like, oh, well, you know, this and this, this and this. What you guys don't know, and I'll tell you this. I was in a car accident 10 years ago. My body was ejected from the car. They left me. They left me for dead. The people whose house my body was in front of came out and called the ambulance. I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital. I woke up in the hospital. Boom. I'm taped down. They got me taped down. They had already, when I woke up, they had already looked at my spine and they had me taped down because they wanted it to stay intact. I could have been disabled. I could have been dead. But guess what? During that time, guess what I was doing? Living for somebody else. Hanging out with people that didn't mean me nothing. Telling me that I was a punk and I wasn't ready, or I was acting like a square because I wasn't doing the things that they were doing anymore. And when I seen my mom, my sister, my auntie them at the hospital when I woke up and they had me in the room, I'ma live for me. My life, I might could go at any time. For whatever reason, I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to walk. I was supposed to be able to move weight. I was supposed to be able to do things that other people aren't able to do. So I'm going to do each and everything. So me living for somebody else is out. Me acting like I care what anybody else says is out. That's why people be like, well, you be singing in the grocery store. I'm happy. You sing when you want to. I'm happy. I can act the ass anywhere because I'm happy with life. I don't know if I was supposed to be here or not, but I'm here. So obviously I might was supposed to be here. You dig what I'm saying? Having your body ejected from a car and you survive inches from hitting your head on a tree, it's crazy. I started this channel not just because it's like everybody kept asking me. Now, everybody asked to start this channel for a year. I really wanted to, but I really started this channel because people say I help them. And if I'm able to help you change something about yourself by telling you my story, then that's success to me. Forget numbers. I'd rather have two to three people come up to me and say, Dave, you changed me and you helped me get to this level. I don't want nothing for that. So that's Day. And you know what I mean? I dealt with a lot. Like I said, the coming out story, I will tell you guys for sure. You not, let me tell you, when you have to question yourself, like what I'm doing wrong, that means you need to switch it up and you need to do for you. That's where that comes in. Like when I had to question myself, just peep this. Look, I question myself so much. Like why isn't anybody messing with me? Why everybody acting funny? You know what I mean? My cousin, mind you, I brought him into my family, my little situation. My cousin played the side of the fence to where he was very manipulative. So he knew how to get to me. He knew what ticked me off, what made me cry, he knew me at one point. So he would do that and then go around everybody else and be like, oh, she's tripping. I bring a whole squad around, like, let's party, let's go. We're at the Bonaventure Hotel on the 33rd floor. And he's sitting here like, she's tripping. So everybody's like, well, why are you tripping? I'm not tripping. I had to break away from him. When I got left for dead after that car accident, that woke me up. That woke me up. That let me know I should just do my stuff by myself. When I started to want to be with somebody, and I've always been in long-term relationships. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not talking about like a month or 6 months. I'm talking about like 3 to 5 years max. You know what I mean? Like I've always been in long-term relationships. And when I learned my flaws, I would always try to perfect those in each situation. So yeah, you're growing. You're always look, when you're growing and you're learning, you're never gonna stop being a student. The day you say you know everything is the day you become dumb. The day you become the day you become the source loser. The day you become a person that really doesn't know anything is the day you say, hey, I know everything, I'm okay. And each situation is going to teach you things about yourself or things that you need to fix about yourself. So rather it be, hey, I need to fix my attitude right here, or hey, I need to go put the towel on the rack sometimes, you know what I mean? Or hey, I need to put the tissue, let it fold over. Like just little stuff. Life is going to always teach you. And when you say, hey, I keep getting the bitter end of the sweet stick, you're putting yourself in a position to always get the bitter end of the sweet stick. You get what I'm saying? Because you're not changing anything. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to love this person to death. But we tend, as people, as humans, period, we tend to love people that don't have self-love. They might act like they do. They might act like they're just the cream of the crop or they're just the top of the charts, but they don't have enough self-love. You dig what I'm saying? So that becomes a problem for you because you can't fit your puzzle piece into every slot. You get what I'm saying? That's when you start to stress out like, okay, it's me, it's me. It's not really you. It's just you're trying so hard to fix everything, and that's not the job. It's, hey, tell me what I can fix. If I can fix it, then cool. If I can't, then cool. Or if I'm in a relationship, cool. But you cannot sit there and beat yourself up every day and say, hey, I'm not good enough. Or I'm not this. Or I'm not that. You are good enough. You might not be good enough for that person at that time. Or you might not understand what that person needs at that time. But you're good enough. And I think once you start to understand that, then you start to elevate to different levels. And that's when you start to unlock your mind from that level of, oh, I just want to fall into this. I'm nothing. You are something. You are somebody. Each and every one of us has a godlike mantra in us. You know what I mean? And putting ourselves to dumb ourselves down, it knocks you off your pivot. You know, it knocks you really off your pivot. You might think that you got a good pivot and you on point and you got good balance, but being put in a box and dumbed down will knock you off your pivot because You're trying to make your puzzle piece fit where it doesn't need to fit. And that's cold game. I mean, it just is what it is. So don't beat yourself up like, oh, I get the bitter end of the sweet stick. It's not even that. It's just you continue to try to put your puzzle piece where it doesn't fit. You can't adjust somebody else. You can only adjust yourself. And if that person is not adjusting with you to fit in the same slot, then that's failure at its best. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, I just got deep with it. But you know what I mean? Other than that, um, I love life to the fullest. And I feel that the person I am right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not the richest person, I'm not the poorest person. I'm okay. And had I would have done what I'm doing now back then, instead of having people hold me back, I'd probably be way further. Like I got people mad at me for what I'm doing now. So I'd probably be way further across the charts. But I will say this, moving forward means to really let go. And that's the hardest thing any person has to do is let go. Let go of frustration, let go of people talking about you. You know how many people talk about me? To this day. To this day. My name comes up in conversation. People converse about me. People talk about me through text. Certain people show me like, hey, did you see this? Did you know that this was said? Like, no, I don't. But I don't care. The moment you stop caring and the moment you stop trying to please, that goes hand in hand. Caring and pleasing. You're only supposed to care and please the person you're in a relationship with. Your mom, she gonna be proud of you regardless. Your dad, he gonna be proud of you regardless. But the person you are to please and care about, unless you have kids, person you're in a relationship with. Everybody else is asinine. Friendships, uh, old relationships, old situationships, old flings. Everybody's opinion is asinine. And I think that we hold so much on to a person's opinion when we care about them. Like, you don't care about somebody that you're humping on. You can hump on, say for instance, you're humping on somebody, periodically. You're going to catch feelings. When you guys get into a deep conversation, you're going to listen to this person. This person is going to listen to you. And you guys are going to take things from each other. Okay? That means you're going to be conscious. Not even just like, oh well, this, and this. No, you're just gonna be on your subconscious, like, okay, well this. And you start to think about that. But the moment you're like, okay, we're not together, we don't have time, it's just this, boom, it's a feeling, boom, you gotta control your emotions. But yeah, I mean, like, to be real with you, I done been through so much in the past, like 12 years. Like, honestly, I've been through so much. And I'm not saying like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the person to just follow the lead. No, I'm not Jay-Z and Beyonce. No, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, the cream of the crop. But I've been through enough to understand the game. You know what I mean? And I learn quickly. I'm very autistic when it comes to learning. Like, I like to master stuff. So I'll tell you right now, the hardest thing that my biggest flaw is my emotions. My biggest flaw is my emotions. Because you will know when I'm happy, mad, sad, excited, and just like, all right, whatever. You're gonna know. A lot of people who mask their emotions and who have them under control, like to a T, they're extremely successful. Because guess what? They cry in the dark, but guess what? They end up with depression. I'll tell you right now, if you do something to me and I don't like it, I'll be like, hey, look, I don't like the little thing you just did, and blase, blase, and that's that. I'll say it in front of people. Other people will just hold it in and go in the corner and cry, and you wouldn't even know they cry. But it's levels. It's just situations. Really, it's just all situations. Like it's all situations. Like I said, when I came out, I dealt with a lot. I dealt with being ridiculed by my mom, my dad. I had my siblings, except for my gay brother. My gay brother told me, he said, "You better be the best stud out there. I don't care about none of that. You better be the best stud out there. You better be the best gay person out there." And I didn't understand what he was saying. Let me drink some water. I didn't understand what he was saying because he's like, "You better be the best gay person out there," and that's just that. You know what I mean? Because I had came out and everybody was in the living room, and my cousin was like, "Something with your gay self," and then I was like, "All right, look, I'm gay," and my cousin was like, "What?" Everybody looked at me like, "Huh?" Now, mind you, my cousin like, "Oh, okay." So then my brother came in the front and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Look, I'm gay." And he was like, "Okay." But I was crying because I wanted to be accepted. My grandma was a pastor. You dig what I'm saying? Like, my family was very religious. So I'm like, I can't let this get out. You know what I mean? Like, it was already like, "Oh, you gay, blah, 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 blah." But then, y'all humping, y'all having sex before marriage. We getting in trouble. I'm getting in trouble. I ain't even had sex yet. We all getting in trouble because y'all getting pregnant and everything. And we all at the house getting in trouble. And my grandma like, my auntie like, "Oh yeah, oh y'all gotta go down there." And I'm tripping out, like to the point to where they like, "All right, leave her alone." My auntie like, "Okay, yeah, okay, boom." So I come out and then everybody start ridiculing me. "Oh, what's wrong? It's in the Bible," and blah 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 and da 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 da. So then my aunt, who I was staying with at the time, she's like, "Don't call her telling her anything. If she wants to do what she wants to do, that's what she wants to do." Okay, I was really into BMX bikes and all that. Like, I was a pure tomboy. And she's like, "If she wants to do that, that's what she wants to do. Stop calling her." So she told my great aunts and them to stop calling me because they were trying to call and pray and all this stuff. So they finally left me alone. But it was so much pressure on me because my auntie and them buying me all these girl clothes. I don't want to wear that. So I had to wear it. Boom, 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 boom. Come high school, go back in because I moved with my sister. Because I had to graduate. I was being bad, so I had to graduate. So I moved with my sister. Boom, I'm doing good, graduating. So I played the role. Played the role she wanted me to play. My sister told me, she said, "I'm going to buy you the clothes I want you to wear." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, the only condition is I get to pick my own shoes. Every week, I got a pair of new shoes during school. So my grades was good. I used to throw ditch parties. I used to throw parties, all that. But I couldn't be myself. And I was wilding. Me and my boy Devontae, my best friend, we was wilding. And after high school, it was like, okay, boom, I'm myself. You can't tell me anything. I'm 18. I'm taking care of myself. I got all this money. I had like 37K when I graduated. Um, I had, when I say I had cash when I graduated, I had cash when I graduated. And from rental cars, hotels, partying, and whoopie whopping, then I went to doing mortgage loans. You couldn't tell me nothing. But my dad was so furious. He was like, "When you come around me, you wear girls' clothes. Never going around them." So I stopped talking to my dad for a long time. My mom ridiculed me until I was probably like 27. Until I was 27, I dealt with it. So anything that y'all going through, 9 out of 10, I probably done dealt with it, and that's why I act the way I do. Like, nothing really bothers me, or nothing really like is that bad because I went through so much, so much. It was crazy. Um, from my mom being like, "Oh yeah, I love men and you love women," and like it was crazy. So now my attitude is just F it. You know what I mean? You go against me, F it. You say you have anything negative to say about me and you don't know me, F it. I went through that. I got talked about. Like I said, my siblings are all older than me. I got a couple underneath me. Rest in peace to my little brother. He died from lupus. But rest in peace to him. And then I got a little sister that she don't talk to us because my mom kids is 4, and then I got another sibling that's under me too, and I met her in Vegas. And then my daddy was a Rolling Stone. My oldest, I met them, but I still deal with my oldest sister. You know what I mean? So I mean, to each his own. I just want to give you guys a little brief introduction about Day Day, and just really tell you guys, like, if you guys are contemplating and constantly going back and forth with relationships or friendships and it's not bringing you any peace, let it go. For real, let it go. Because you can't be in peace with yourself. Like, I don't understand how people be like, oh, yeah, I'm happy. But you're living for somebody else. I watch people live for other people. I watch people follow other people's rules, and I'm like, you're not happy. Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm happy. No, you're not. You're not living for yourself. Then when we go out, you're a whole different character. And I'm like, oh, shit. You're not living. You living based upon a person's fucking perception of you. So if this is this person's perception of you, this is how you're going to act like you are. You're not even being yourself. That's why you guys see me. When I'm hyperactive, I'm hyperactive. When I'm chill, I'm chill. When I'm like, hey, I'm finna go to sleep, finna go to sleep. When you see me on the road and I'm like, I gotta get it there, I gotta get it there. My name is Get It There Day Day. Simple as that. So it bounces back and forth, and a lot of people lose sight on who they are because they feel like they have to act. Like, stop acting. Like, this is not, life is not an acting job. You know what I mean? You're not getting paid to act. You're getting paid in happiness. You're getting paid in peace. The universe is giving you peace, and the universe is giving you happiness when you become yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand this. The universe is paying you when you show yourself. The universe is paying you in happiness. The universe is paying you in peace. When you continue to live for somebody else, the universe is not giving you anything but what you're putting up a facade for. You dig what I'm saying? The universe is not going to help you at all. It's going against you now because you're not being yourself. Now you got a negative effect against you because you're not being yourself. So, of course, it's going to feel like everything's coming down on you. But that's why people don't understand it. They're like, okay, well, you know what I mean? I'm finna do this, this, and this. I've seen so many people floss in the past 6 months that has not paid their rent that I know is getting evicted on the 31st. And I'm everything I say this to say that. Everything I say is always a method to my madness. You flossed. You were somebody that you weren't for 6 months. Only to be evicted at the beginning of the year. Because what? Because you pretended to be somebody you wasn't. I appreciate you tuning in too. It's only gonna get better. You feel me? Like this one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just kind of winged it, and I felt the need for you guys to understand who I am as a person and what I've been through, to let you guys know that I relate to you, to everyone. That's why this is our channel. It's not just mine. It's our channel. It's our problems, our day-to-day situations. You know what I mean? People don't get it. People be like, "Oh well, you do this." No, we're all going. Let me tell you. I don't care how rich you are, how balling you are, how we are all one paycheck away from being under the bridge. And the reason why I say this is because I was taught this by my auntie. You've created a lifestyle for yourself. Okay? And if you lose the job that you have, that guy that's at the liquor store that used to be balling and all, that's gonna be you. You don't make the right decisions. if you continue living for other people. And when I say living for other people, I mean you got 10K, right? Somebody need 2. Your bills is 3, maybe 4. Another person asks you for another K. What does that leave you with? You're still trying to maintain a lifestyle that you used to. You can't, because you're constantly giving. Because they feel like you have it. And when you don't, they gonna laugh at you. They gonna laugh. They gonna point the finger and they gonna tell you, get on your stuff. The worst thing is having a person that you help tell you, get on your stuff. You're supposed to be feeling like me. Try to stun on you. That's the worst feeling in the world. Because you know why? You had it. You was that person. You were on that pinnacle. You was on that pedestal. You had that ground. And you allowed these people to come in and dictate what you had. Like Pac-Man. You know how Pac-Man be moving? That's it. Those ghosts are those people that come in and dictate what you have and your flow of things. Once they start to dictate your flow, you start to get messed up. And then guess what? They gobble you right up. Same thing. This is real life. You playing Pac-Man in real life. How can you let somebody that is not on the same level as you dictate your happiness, your peace, your stability? A person that has never helped you dictate your happiness, your peace, your stability. Doesn't work like that. That's just me. That's just me giving y'all a game. You know what I mean? I've been through it. Like, and I haven't been through everything. I'm not just like, oh, I've been through life, but I've been through enough to know that your happiness, your peace, and your stability is everything. Your time is worth more than gold. Always remember that. Time is worth more than gold. So if you have somebody that is an energy vampire and sucking up your time, get rid of them. Get rid of them. You can't get time back. You can gain your peace back during the time that you might have away from them, but you can't get time back. And it takes a long time to gain peace, to gain trust. So if you have somebody that's still in your, like an energy vampire, get them away from you. There's no need in being by them. There's no need in being by an energy vampire. There's no need in being by people that are not about anything. There's no need in being by negative Nancy. There's no need in being by the people that I'm stressed out. It's no need. It definitely, if you have every day and you're stressed out because you mentally can't figure it out, I'm not hanging with you. Point blank, period. Call it what you want to. Say I'm acting funny. I'm not hanging with nobody who tells me Monday through Friday that they waking up mentally stressed out. That puts what? Stress on you. The transfer of energy is real. You got to protect your peace at all times. At all times. So, with that being said, a lot of people be like, oh, well, you don't. So I'm telling you right now, if you tell me every Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday that you stressed out, you can't figure it out, everything's hard. Places are hiring. They are, because a lot of people got laid off. A lot of people took unemployment. A lot of people need places. You feel me? So if you tell me that you can't go get a regular job to get on your pedestal to start your stepping stone, your journey, then that means you don't care. You just want a handout. I'm not hanging with you. Point blank, period. Call it what you want to. You can call me bougie on that. I'm just not dealing with you. I don't deal with people like that. You're not going to have your negative energy push off on me. You know what I mean? So if you're in relationships that are holding you back, if you're in friendships that are holding you back, and I just want to say this too, entrepreneurs, don't look to your family to support you. They'll never support you. Even when it takes off, they still not gonna support you. They're gonna always want something for free. they gonna always feel like they your family, so they don't have to pay. I'm telling you this. So when you start a business, never look for your family. Outsiders are gonna be your biggest consumers. Outsiders are gonna be your biggest customers. I'm telling you, as long as you got grade A customer service, you will continue to get the dollar. But the moment you start depending on your family to support you, you will lose every time. And you can ask any millionaire, any billionaire the same question. They'll tell you, stop depending on the people closest to you to support your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and your moves. But I've been live streaming for a minute. I really want you all to know Day Day. So this is me, full character. You know what I mean? I really I love each and every one of y'all that tuned in tonight. This was my first time actually like live streaming, and I didn't even have a real topic or anything like that. It was just different topics that people actually asked me to talk about. Now I will be having like a small itinerary. So Mondays, 7 a.m. Pacific, Mountain, and Eastern time, 7 a.m. All at 7. You guys can tune into a live, and you guys can get your Monday motivation from me. I'm doing that every Monday at 777 777. Those of you that have not subscribed, please subscribe to Daytime LSF TV. Go watch a video, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think. Yeah, most definitely. And I want you to know my channel is not dedicated to one style. So it's not just comedy, it's not just motivation, it's not just meal hacks. It's all of that in one. Because that's the type of person I am. I want to give you all of me. And thank you. I appreciate you. Uh I want to give you all of me, and I want to make sure you guys really, really, really tune in and enjoy the live. So whether you're trying to get healthy, or you're trying to work out, or you're trying to better yourself, I'm your pusher. I believe in each and every one of you because I didn't have a person just physically push me. My cousin, this is what I was getting at really quick, and I'm gonna end the live. My cousin, when I told you my cousin got at me and she was like, "Hey, get on your stuff and bubble." She pulled me to the side when everybody was against me at one point, and I was drinking every day. I was hurt. I was hurt. Like I didn't have anybody. She pulled me to the side. She put me in her BMW. She had a 750. I'll never forget this. She had a gray 750, and she put me in her BMW, and we rode to the store. And she bought me whatever I wanted out the store, and we got some drink, and we went back to my grandfather's block, and we drank that. But instead of her getting out the car and mingling and talking to everybody else, she sat in the car with me, and she told me, she said, "That ain't get on your stuff." That she looked at me, she got my face, and she said, "Get on your stuff." She said, "Bubble." She said, "Take care of you." She said, "Bubble up to the point to where they come to you." And ever since then, that's been my freaking goal. My full goal. My full goal was to bubble and make sure that I'm straight at all times. I don't want to ever have to go to somebody and say, "Can I have this?" Or "Can I borrow this?" And then, you know what I mean? Unless I gotta do some MacGyver stuff, but just really like, "Hey, I'm busted. Can I have this?" You know what I mean? And she taught me that. And to this day, when she came to my birthday party, she said, "What did I tell you?" She said, "I'm so proud of you." We had the biggest suite at my birthday party in the hotel, and they said it. They was like, "Oh, you guys got the biggest suite," and we had heck of people there. And she said it in front of everybody. She said, "Well, I tell you," I said, "You told me to get on my stuff and bubble and make sure nobody could ever knock me off my pivot, and I always had it." And she said, "What did you do?" "I always got it." So that's where I came from. But that's the story of Day Day. Most definitely, most definitely tune in with me tomorrow for the almond cheese. I will be doing that for you. I really wanted to cook for you guys tonight, but I got so caught up on business. When I come in town, I'm not just a trucker, guys. I promise I'm not just, and I'm not just running. I'm ripping and running constantly. I don't have really time for myself. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow morning. I'll be giving you guys a little insight on what we got going on the itinerary for the day tomorrow because I do want you guys to get an opportunity to make that almond cheese, eat like Day Day, and get a quick workout in, fat burn workout, and do all that. Blessings, positive vibes to y'all.